Hey, what's up guys? Sorry it's been a while since I've done a video. I've been traveling a lot all over the world. Actually went to Iceland, which was amazing. Then I went to Norway to hike the Trolltunga, which took about 12 hours. And then went back to Iceland for a couple more days. Went to the Blue Lagoon, went to see some glaciers, and flew back to New York. And then a week later, I went to Hong Kong and then the Philippines. So yeah, traveling's kind of been my new passion. And I'll make sure I'll show some pictures at the end of this video so you guys can check those out. So also I have another plan. I have another trip planned coming for January to Bogota, Colombia, which I'm pretty excited about. I've never been to South America, so this will be my first time going down there. So yeah, I've been busy traveling. Haven't done too much with the car, so that's why my video's late. But this video is basically going to explain why I traded my 2015 WRX for this 2016 STI. Kind of just go through that with you guys so you can understand my thought process. I've been enjoying reading all the comments from my previous videos, and so I'm going to address some of those comments. So let's get this thing started. Cold start with the nameless muffler delete axle back exhaust, what it sounds like inside the cabin. Just real quick, my odometer average right now is setting at exactly at 22 miles per gallon. I'm at 2,700 miles right now. My tank average is at 21 mpg. Again, this is mostly city driving. All right, let's go. Also, by the way, I know some people wait till their car is warmed up before they start driving. I only wait 30 seconds, which is, I think, plenty of time. I just make sure that I don't race the engine while it's still cold. I usually take it easy and shift around at 2200 RPMs to 2500 RPMs. Driving is the quickest way to warm up the engine, so there's no need, in my opinion, to let it idle till the car is warmed up. Okay, so why did I trade my 2015 WRX for this 2016 STI? The first reason is because I've always wanted an STI. And the reason why I bought the 2015 WRX is I'll need to go back to December of 2013 when I decided I wanted a Subaru STI. So did some searching, did some Googling, and found Naziak's forum and started doing my research there. I was initially set on buying an STI, but then quickly found out that Subaru is releasing a brand new 2015 WRX with the new FA20 motor in it. And all my research at the time indicated that this engine was going to be modern, efficient, and better than the EJ motor. So I was initially sold on the STI, but then I was reading all this stuff about this new FA20, direct injection turbo, twin scroll, on and on and on, and I changed my mind to get the WRX instead. It was cheaper, has the new engine, it's going from a timing belt to a timing chain, got better gas mileage. So all these pros to get the WRX. So I changed my mind and got the WRX. And the entire time I had my WRX, I've always wondered what it was like to drive the STI, and I've always wanted the STI. So a year and a half into the WRX ownership, I had a friend that had the 2016 STI, so I test drove it and fell in love with the car. The biggest reason was transmission. I love how it shifts, and then I love how the car handles. I love the brakes, I love the steering, and pretty much almost everything about the STI I liked a lot better. So I started looking into the financial aspects of it. I am a payroll manager during the day, so I'm used to crunching numbers a lot. So I started doing the math. I looked into the trade-in, and when I purchased my WRX, I ordered. Pre-orders opened on mid-February, and I found a dealer that was willing to sell a WRX 500 below invoice. So I got a really good deal for my WRX. It was a 2015 WRX Limited with Harman Kardon and push button start, and I only paid $29,000 for it. It was $29 and change. And a year and a half into ownership, anytime you buy a Subaru, they have what's called a Subaru guaranteed trade-in program, and that kicks in 1 year after ownership, and I believe that goes up to 6 years of ownership, where they basically give you a guaranteed trade-in for your car. So I looked mine up, and it was $29,000 something. So basically Subaru was willing to give me what I paid for my car a year and a half later. 15,000 miles later and a year and a half of ownership, they were basically buying the car back, which I was mind blown. So if you have a Subaru and you've owned it for at least a year and you plan on trading it in, definitely look into what your Subaru trade-in program is, because you'd be surprised. Even the dealership that I traded it, even the dealership that I traded my WRX for was surprised that I was getting that much. And he told me that if it wasn't for that, he would have only offered me $26,000 for it. So that's the financially, that's why I did it, because at that point I had around $6,000 in equity. I was getting, Subaru was basically buying the car back for what I paid for it, so I drove the car for free for a year and a half. So I thought it was a no-brainer. So yeah, definitely create an account on, I believe it's mysubaru.com. Enter your VIN number in and track what your trade-in is. So with that, and me finding a good deal on a 2016 STI, I just went ahead and pulled the trigger. I figured what I paid for this car, I can basically get that when Subaru does decide to put the FA20 in the new STIs. And I agree with a lot of the comments. I think it's not a matter of if, but it's a matter of when, especially with Ford releasing the new Focus RS. I think it's around 350 horsepower, all-wheel drive. I know the Type R is coming to the US, so that's another competitor. And Subaru definitely is going to have to, they can't just keep releasing STI with the same EJ motor, so it's only a matter of time when they do. And when they do, I'll probably be the first person in line ordering, because I do love that FA20 motor. Driving it, you can tell that it's modern, it's efficient, more reliable, and people are running around 400 horsepower reliable on it, so the big difference as far as power delivery between the WRX and the STI, when I was breaking my WRX in, keeping it under 4,000 RPMs, I was surprised by how much power it felt that it was producing under 4,000 RPM. And when I was done breaking her in and opened her up, it didn't have that much more power after 4,000 RPMs. The power delivery would drop after 5,000 RPM. And when I was breaking the STI in, I felt like it didn't have much power below 4,000 RPM. But it's after that, though, that's where the STI makes a lot of its power, on the higher RPM range. So I think having the power lower is better, because that's where you're mostly at. You're at the lower RPMs more than the higher. So that's one thing I did like about the FA20 is when it made it when it makes its power, it's at the lower RPM. It's hitting peak boost at 2,000 RPM. So, but as mods, I haven't done too much with the STI. I did get my tint done. I went with 35% on all the side windows, which I think is a good balance, because I think 20 is too dark. Cops seem to bother me when I was running 20s previously, because with 20s you really can't see inside of the car, as with 35s you can still see inside, and they don't seem to bother me with 35s. And then I went with 5% on the rear window, which is pretty much as dark as you can go. Alright, the engine's nice and warm now. I'm going to do a third gear pull here for you guys. Ah, man. That's always fun. Also, I bought this charger. This thing's a beast. It has 3 USB. 2 of them are 2.1 amps, and the one is a quick charge, which is a 2.4 amps. And this thing will charge 3 tablets at full speeds, all at the same time. I highly recommend this. I'll definitely link this in the description if you guys are interested in purchasing that. Also, I have my MPOW magnet for my phone, because I use Waze a lot, which I think I recommend it every time on my videos. I live in upstate New York. It's starting to get cold here. It's 45 degrees outside right now, and eventually I am going to need snow tires. I'm leaning towards Bridgestone Blizzix WS80. Seems like people love those. I'm debating whether I should get winter wheels, and so that I can just, with the TPMS and new winter tires, and then I already own the TPMS tool, so I can just do a summer and winter swap myself. I won't have to take it to the dealer to have the tires mounted. And I'll probably go with 17-inch wheels and tires for my winter setup, because from what I understand, 17-inch is better for snow. Also, it's cheaper too, so that's a big plus. Also, I just did my first oil change yesterday, and I gotta admit, oil change on the WRX takes takes me 5 minutes, and for the STI it took me almost a half an hour, because you have to take that skid plate aerodynamic cover, whatever you call that thing, and there's 3 bolts and 6 clips holding it. I also installed the Futo valve, I think it's called. It basically allows you to drain the oil with just with a valve, instead of having to unscrew the bolt every time. And the biggest reason why I do that is because it doesn't make a mess when you drain it, and it also speeds up the oil change time. Like my wife has the 2015 WRX, it has the valve on there, and I just did the oil change on that, and it took me 5 minutes. I put the car on the ramps, turn that valve open, drain the oil. The oil filter is right on the top, so it's super easy on the FA20, and it literally took me 5 minutes. And I'm running Pennzoil Platinum Ultra 5W30 on her WRX, which you will see when we pull into my garage. She's got 17 miles on that, and no issues whatsoever with that car. So going strong. She doesn't have any mods on it either, so I plan on to do more videos, so make sure you like this video, subscribe for future updates. Again, I have both we have a 2015 WRX and a 2016 STI, so I plan to do videos on both cars. Love my home link, by the way. For those who were asking, I did build this garage about 3 years ago. It's 24 feet by 36, and I love this thing. And then here's her car. Did the emblem overlays on the badge. Matching emblems up front with the pinstripes. She likes it. Same thing for the rear. Well, that's it, guys. I will see you on the next video. Peace.